Before we begin, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Sleepstack Media, and let this peaceful journey become part of your nighttime routine. Tonight, we are going somewhere soft, somewhere quiet, somewhere almost impossible to imagine unless you let your mind slowly enter it. A place of white dunes beneath the deepening sky. A place where clear blue lagoons rest between waves of sand. A place where the wind moves gently over the earth, where moonlight touches the water, and where every sound is soft enough to help you sleep. Tonight, we are walking through Lençóis Maranhenses in Brazil. Not during the heat of the day, not beneath a bright sun, but at the magical edge of night, when the last colours of sunset are fading, the first stars are appearing, and the moon begins to rise over the white dunes. There is no danger here, no urgency, no harshness, only warm sand beneath your feet, cool water nearby, soft night air against your skin, and the quiet feeling of being completely safe. So now, let your body begin to relax. Let your room become still. Let your shoulders lower. Let your hands rest. Let your breathing slow. Breathe in gently and breathe out softly. Again, breathe in peace and breathe out the day. You do not need to solve anything now. You do not need to hold anything tightly. You are being invited into a quiet place. A place of white sand, blue water, silver moonlight, and deep, restorative sleep. I find myself standing at the edge of the dunes, just as evening begins to turn into night. The sun has already slipped low behind the horizon, leaving only a soft band of colour in the distance. Gold fades into rose. Rose fades into violet. Violet fades into deep blue. And above it all, the first stars begin to appear, small and patient, scattered across the darkening sky. Before me, the white dunes rise and fall, like waves that have been stilled by silence. They are pale in the fading light, not bright white anymore. Now they glow softly, almost silver, as though they are holding the last memory of the sun. I take one slow step forward. My bare foot sinks gently into the sand, It is still warm from the day, soft on the surface, cooler underneath. The grains move around my toes, slipping between them, delicate and fine. When I lift my foot, a little sand clings to my skin. Some of it falls away, some of it stays. I take another step, and another. The sand receives me quietly. There is no hard path here, no road, no stone, only soft dunes shaped by wind and time. The warmth beneath my feet is soothing. It feels like the earth itself is still breathing out the last warmth of daylight. A breeze moves across the dunes. I see it before I feel it. A thin line of sand lifts from the ridge ahead, drifting sideways in the twilight like pale smoke. The movement is gentle, slow, almost graceful. Then the breeze reaches me. It touches my shirt and makes the fabric move softly against my skin. It brushes across my arms. It cools the back of my neck. It passes over my face with the faint scent of sand, water, and night air. I breathe in. The air smells clean. There is the dry, mineral scent of warm sand. A faint freshness from the lagoons hidden between the dunes. A green trace from the small plants resting low in the sand. And something else. Something open. Something spacious. The scent of a wide place after sunset. I breathe it in again, slowly. And as I breathe, I almost taste the coolness of the night arriving. Clean, clear, soft. It fills the mouth gently, like fresh air after rain, though no rain is falling now. I begin walking farther into the dunes. The world behind me becomes quieter with every step. The sounds of ordinary life fade away. There are no cars, no voices, no doors closing, no screens glowing. Only the sound of my feet pressing into sand. A soft hush. A quiet shifting. A small sliding sound as grains move beneath my weight. The dunes rise ahead of me, smooth and pale. I follow the curve of one upward. The climb is slow but easy. Each step sinks slightly. Each step asks me to slow down. And I do. There is no reason to hurry here. The land itself seems to whisper, slower, softer. You are safe. As I climb, the breeze comes again. It moves across my shirt, ruffling it lightly. The fabric brushes against my side. A cool touch. A gentle reminder that the night is deepening. The sand shifts under my feet, and I can feel individual grains sliding between my toes. Warm grains. Cool grains. Dry grains clinging for a moment before falling away. The sensation brings me fully into the place, into the body, into this quiet walk, into this night. At the top of the dune, I stop. The view opens. Beyond the first ridge, I see a lagoon. Still, blue, waiting between the white dunes. In the last light of evening, it looks like a piece of sky resting on the earth. The surface reflects the violet clouds above it. Near the edge, the water is pale and clear. Toward the center, it deepens into blue. A breeze touches it, and tiny ripples move across the surface. The water shivers once, then settles. Shivers, then settles. Like a calm breath. I stand there and listen. At first, the desert seems silent, but the longer I listen, the more I hear. The soft hiss of wind over sand, the delicate rustle of low leaves nearby, the faint lap of water at the lagoon's edge, my own breathing, slow, steady, quiet. I begin walking down the dune toward the water. The sand slides gently beneath my feet as I descend. With each step, a little cascade of grains moves around my ankles. It feels almost like walking through something alive, but peaceful. The sand is warm where it has held the day, cooler where the slope has fallen into shadow. Warm, cool. Warm, cool. Each step becomes a small sensory rhythm. When I reach the lagoon, I pause at the edge. The sand here is firmer, damp and cool beneath the surface. My toes press into it, and the ground holds my footprints clearly for a moment. A little water seeps slowly into the edges, softening them, smoothing them, letting them fade. The lagoon is so clear, I can see the pale sand beneath the water. No darkness, no sharpness, nothing hidden, only clear water over smooth sand. I kneel beside it and place my hand just above the surface. Coolness rises from the water before I touch it. Then, my fingertips enter. The lagoon is cool, silky, gentle. Tiny circles spread from my fingers and move outward in widening rings. They catch the last color of the sky, a ring of violet, a ring of silver, a ring of deepening blue. I listen to the water touch the shore. A soft lapping, barely more than a whisper. The sound repeats gently, again and again and again. It is not loud enough to pull me awake. It is soft enough to carry me inward. I lower my hand and let the water run between my fingers. It feels clean, smooth, almost weightless. When I lift my hand, droplets cling to my skin. The breeze touches them and they cool quickly. I can smell the water now, fresh and faint, a quiet scent rising from the lagoon and mixing with the warm sand. The air feels drinkable. As I breathe it in, it almost satisfies the body from the inside. Not like food, not like water, but like peace entering slowly, filling the empty places, softening the tight places, giving the heart permission to rest. I sit beside the lagoon for a while. The sky grows darker. The last rose color fades at the horizon. The blue above deepens. The first stars become brighter. And then, slowly, the moon begins to rise. At first, it is only a pale glow behind the far dunes, a silver brightness gathering at the edge of the world. Then, the moon lifts higher, round and calm. Its light spills over the dunes. The white sand begins to shine again. Not with sunlight, with moonlight. Soft, silver, dreamlike. The lagoon changes too. It reflects the moon in a trembling path of light. A silver road stretches across the water, from the far side of the lagoon, almost to my feet. The ripples break it into pieces. Then the pieces come together again. Silver, blue, silver, blue. I watch the reflection move. The moon above, the moon below, the sky above, the sky in the water, the dunes around me, the dunes reflected beside me. It feels as if I am sitting between two worlds, and both of them are peaceful. Both of them are safe. I rise slowly and begin walking along the edge of the lagoon. The wet sand feels cool beneath my feet. It clings lightly to my soles. When I step onto drier sand, the cool grains mix with the warm ones, sticking for a moment before brushing away. The feeling is soft and grounding. I notice the smell of the night growing stronger. Cool sand, fresh water, a faint green scent from the plants, a clean mineral scent from the dunes. The scent is subtle, but the more slowly I breathe, the more I notice it. The desert at night does not overwhelm the senses. It invites them to become quiet enough to listen, quiet enough to feel, quiet enough to receive. I keep walking. The shoreline curves naturally around the lagoon. There are no straight lines here, only curves. The curve of the dune, the curve of the water, the curve of the moon, the curve of my path. Even my breathing feels round and gentle. In and out. In and out. A small breeze comes over the water and touches my face. It smells cooler now, as though it has crossed the lagoon before reaching me. It moves my shirt again, lifting the fabric slightly, then letting it fall. The movement is so gentle, it feels like the night itself is breathing with me. Ahead, a narrow channel connects this lagoon to another. I follow the sound. It is a faint gurgling, a low, soothing sound of water moving through sand. Not rushing, not pushing, simply finding its way. I crouch beside the channel and watch it in the moonlight. The current is small but clear. It bends around little ridges of sand. It gathers in tiny pools. It slips forward again. The moonlight sparkles on the moving surface, making the water look like it is carrying stars. I listen closely. Gurgle. Hush. Gurgle. Hush. A tiny bubble rises. breaks, disappears. The sound is restful, a sound that asks nothing from me, a sound that repeats just enough to calm the mind. I stay there and breathe. The air passes over my lips, cool and clean. I can almost taste the freshness of the lagoon in the back of my throat. A soft mineral taste, a hint of night air, a clean water feeling. It is not strong, it is barely there, but it adds to the sense that this place is real, that I am really here, barefoot in the sand, under the moon, beside water in a field of white dunes. I rise and continue. The next dune rises gently ahead. I climb slowly, letting my feet sink into the slope. The sand is cooler now. The warmth of sunset is fading from the surface, but deep beneath, there is still a mild, stored heat. Sometimes my foot finds warmth, sometimes coolness. Every step is different. Every step is quiet. The wind moves across the dune from the side, and I see long, delicate patterns in the sand. Ripples, lines, soft ridges. The moon casts shadows into them, making each small wave visible. The desert is not blank. It is written with wind. And tonight, by moonlight, I can read the soft writing of the dunes. At the crest, I stop again. This time the view is even wider. Lagoons rest in every direction. Some are small and round, some long and narrow, some hidden in shadow, some glowing in the moonlight. The white dunes roll between them like a quiet sea. The sky above is now dark blue, almost black at the highest point. Stars are everywhere. Not just a few, hundreds, thousands. Soft points of light. The moon shines over all of it, bright enough to see by, gentle enough to sleep beneath. Nothing feels frightening in the darkness. The darkness here is not empty. It is full of moonlight, full of stars, full of cool air, full of calm. I begin walking along the ridge. The wind is slightly stronger here, but still gentle. It flows around me, pressing softly against my shirt. The fabric flutters, then rests, flutters, then rests. I can feel the air moving around my body, tracing my arms, passing my cheeks, lifting a few grains of sand near my feet. The sound is a soft hiss across the ridge, a whisper, a lullaby made by wind and sand. I walk slowly. My footsteps make small marks in the moonlit surface. Behind me, they form a quiet path. Ahead of me, untouched sand glows silver. There is comfort in being the only traveller in this peaceful place. Not lonely, just undisturbed. The desert feels open, wide, kind. As I walk, I notice a few small plants growing in sheltered places along the slope. Their leaves are dark in the moonlight. Some are thick and waxy. Some are fine and delicate. The breeze moves through them, making a tiny rustling sound. I bend close to one and breathe in. There is a faint, living scent there. Green, clean, a little earthy, a little sweet. The scent of something small, surviving peacefully in a vast place. It makes the landscape feel even more alive. Not crowded, not noisy. Alive in quiet ways. I continue toward another lagoon, one tucked between higher dunes. The water is sheltered from the wind, and when I arrive, its surface is almost perfectly still. It reflects the moon so clearly that it looks like another moon has settled in the water. I step closer. The sand near the edge is cool and smooth. I let one foot enter the lagoon. The water covers my toes, then the top of my foot. It is cool enough to awaken the skin, but not cold enough to startle. I take another step. The water reaches my ankles. The sandy bottom is soft and even. Tiny grains shift beneath my feet. The sensation is gentle and clean. I stand there in the shallow, moonlit water. The lagoon holds my feet. The sand holds the lagoon. The dunes hold the sand. The sky holds the moon. And for a moment, I feel held by all of it. A breeze passes over the lagoon. I feel it on my face, cooler now because of the water. It carries the faint smell of fresh lagoon water. I breathe it in. The coolness touches my tongue, the back of my throat, my chest. It feels like drinking quiet, like breathing rest. like being filled by stillness itself. I look down. The moonlight moves around my legs in slow ripples. Each small movement turns silver, then fades into blue. I lift one foot slightly and set it down again. A cloud of pale sand rises beneath the water, then slowly settles. Everything here returns to calm. The ripple returns to stillness. The sand returns to the bottom. The wind returns to silence. And my thoughts return to rest. I step back onto the shore. The wet sand clings to my feet. Then, as I walk onto the dry slope, the warm grains attach to the damp places on my skin. I feel sand coating my soles, between my toes, along the sides of my feet. It is not uncomfortable. It is grounding, a reminder that I am here, that this journey has texture, that this quiet place can be felt. I brush one foot lightly against the other, and some of the sand falls away. The rest stays for a little while, soft and powdery. I walk to the side of the sheltered lagoon and sit down on a smooth slope above the water. The sand gives beneath me, shaping itself to my body. It supports my hands, my legs, my hips. The ground feels steady and soft at once. Above me, the moon has risen higher. The light is now bright enough to reveal the dunes clearly. Each ridge has a silver edge. Each hollow holds a blue shadow. The lagoon below is dark in the center, shining near the edges. Stars flicker in the reflection whenever the water moves. I listen again. The world has fewer sounds now. A distant channel gurgling softly. A faint lap of water. The whisper of wind beyond the dune. The quiet brushing of sand moving grain by grain. And my breathing, slow, deep, even. I let my eyes grow heavy for a moment, not sleeping yet, just resting. When I close them, I can still see the place in my mind. White dunes, blue lagoon, moonlit water, silver sand, the air cool against my skin, the smell of water and earth, the soft taste of night in every breath. I open my eyes again and stand slowly, There is one more place to go, a final resting place, a quiet slope beside a still lagoon where the dunes rise around me like soft walls of peace. I begin walking toward it. The path is not marked, but the moon makes everything clear. I follow the pale ridge of sand. My footsteps are slower now. The story is becoming quieter. The night is deeper. The stars are brighter. The world feels farther away. I pass a small lagoon that reflects the sky so perfectly it looks bottomless. I pass a shallow channel where water glides over sand in a thin silver thread. I pass low plants whose leaves tremble gently when the wind touches them. I pass smooth slopes where the sand looks like folded cloth. Everything is soft. Everything is quiet. Everything is safe. At last, I reach the final lagoon. It is small and round, nestled between 3 dunes. The water is perfectly still. The moon rests in the center of it. The stars surround it. The sand around it is smooth, pale and untouched. This is the place. I walk to the highest side of the lagoon, where a gentle slope faces the water. The sand there is cool on the surface, but faintly warm below. I lower myself slowly, first sitting, then reclining, then lying back. The sand shifts beneath me and forms a natural bed. It supports my shoulders, my back, my legs. It cradles me without pressure. I can feel a few grains against my skin. Soft, fine, warm in some places, cool in others. The breeze moves over the dune and comes down gently. It ruffles my shirt once more, touches my face, moves across my hands, then passes on. I breathe in. The scent of the lagoon rises nearby. Fresh water, cool sand, a faint green smell from the plants, the clean openness of night. I breathe out. My body begins to grow heavy. My feet relax. My toes release. The sand between them no longer matters. It simply belongs to the place. My legs soften. My hips settle. My back lets go. My shoulders loosen. My arms rest at my sides. My hands open. My jaw relaxes. My eyes become heavy. Above me, the moon shines gently. Beside me, the lagoon reflects the sky. Around me, the dunes stand quiet and silver. There is no danger here, no urgency, no noise from the world. Only the safe darkness of night, the kind of darkness that is full of moonlight, full of stars, full of peace. You are safe here, completely safe. The wind is gentle. The water is calm. The sand is soft. The night is kind. You can let yourself rest now. You can let the dunes hold you. You can let the moon watch over the lagoon. You can let the sound of water become softer and softer. The gurgle of the distant channel fades. The whisper of sand fades. The breeze becomes lighter. Your breathing becomes slower. The whole landscape is resting now. The plants are resting. The dunes are resting. The water is resting. The moon is resting in the lagoon. And you are resting too. Every breath fills you with cool, clean night air. Every breath releases the last bit of the day. Every breath carries you deeper, deeper into calm, deeper into stillness, deeper into sleep. The moonlight remains. The lagoon remains. The white dunes remain. All safe, all quiet, all peaceful. Let your thoughts become like ripples on the water, appearing for a moment, then fading. Let your body become like sand after the wind, soft, settled, still. Let your mind become as wide as the night sky, open, clear, untroubled. You do not need to move now. You do not need to think now. You do not need to do anything at all. Just breathe and drift. The sand beneath you is soft. The air around you is cool. The water beside you is calm. The moon above you is gentle. And sleep is coming now. Slowly, naturally, peacefully, like darkness deepening over the dunes, like moonlight spreading across still water, like warm sand cooling beneath the stars. You are safe. You are held. You are quiet. You are ready to sleep. Good night. Sleep well and rest deeply in the quiet of the white dunes and blue lagoons.